Hello, my name is Chilli. We are now at Chen Clan Academy, and I'm a Chen. Like, my family name is Chen. Like, I've known this for a very long time because I'm a Chen. So when I was young, we learned it from the textbook, and because I'm Cantonese, so this is one of the very important local culture site for us. But when it was like around more than 10 years ago, it wasn't that fully popular among the travelers or among the foreigners. At that time, we just know, oh, it is something important for our local culture. But we don't really bring the friends to come here very often. We just pay the visit with the school kids, like other school traveling, that kind of visit. And from the history, I knew that like long time ago, it is like a family residence for the Chen people. Then people from other cities of the country, they needed to come here to join the exam, the national exam. So they needed a place to gather together to study, to prepare for the big exams. That's why at the very beginning, Chen clan, like the whole big family from all over the places, they raise fund and then they build this. And then later on, we take this as like art museum. Then you can see a lot of like fabulous things from here, including the architecture and also some of the craft or different kinds of art. Yeah, that you can see. I like a lot of architecture things that attracts me more. I don't know what to call that, like the roof or the decoration on the roof. Yeah, they're colorful and then they represent different stories. Trust me, a lot of those stories, they have a very long history from the Chinese long time. That even for us, we need to read and study before we understand, because that's not the simplified version of Chinese. Yeah. More about like the best wishes, including long lives. There is a old man which is very distinguished in the story. Like have a very high forehead, and then his Chinese name is Shou Xin Gong. That means he has like million years or like he's immortal. So he's a very good sign for people on their birthday, especially old people. Because in Chinese history, we don't have a big celebration for young people on their birthday. But if it is old people, we wish them to have a longer and more prosperous life, then we will like represent that. And also a lot of story about how to educate people, because Chen clan like built it at the very first place for educational like purpose. So they will teach children should be educated to be polite and then like treat their family in a good way. This kind of story. They have different names in Japan or in Korea or some other places in Indonesia, I guess. So they are very, do you call that? Mythical animal, their mythology. So one of the very funny creation of that, they have the mouth, but they don't have the butt. That represents then you can always have a lot of fortune, but you never need to lose money. That's how they like. When I was young, I was told by my teacher that these two big wooden, do you call it gate or door? They were made in one full pieces of wood, which is very precious because this is tall and the precious itself is very rare. Yeah. Usually we will set these two gods at the door. They're different. One of them, the face is black, looks quite serious and scary. So the purpose is to scare off the devil, the bad guys. And the other one is fully red face. So he's the one represents decent or justice. So anyway, they always show up in pair and then like guard normal Chinese people's door. Normally, it is very ordinary to see it in those big wealthy people's house, especially in the north, in Beijing or in Shanghai. When you go to the place, you can see this big shield because they don't want you to just come inside and look directly to see everything from inside. We want to keep a kind of like secret. We want to keep it secret and want to keep it like something you want to see more when you go inside. This is why we have the shield. But this one is more special than the others because of the carving, the wood carving on the shield. Then you can imagine there are too many carving like this, a lot of small tiny holes that need the cleaning lady to clean. So they said they will have a lot of cleaning ladies. They will work from the early morning, maybe 3-4 a.m. in the morning. They started and then they would try to clean every single corner of the residence, and then by the end of the evening they finished. This is one of the boxes. I always call them wooden gold boxes when I was little because I think they're so beautiful. For girls, we always want something like this in your bedroom. But when you carefully read the instruction, it's not for your makeup, it's for part of the ritual ceremony that you need to like put something, serve your ancestor, including maybe the incense pots. So this is not like you want to see a story from that Free State war period. So we use this carving to represent some of the typical story from history or even from some famous book. So this is the scene like Dongbo, Su Dongbo, a famous poetry. He traveled on the boat, this boat, and then he wrote a very famous poem. They also like a combination to represent the happiness or the prosperity. And just now, I feel that they're a little bit old compared with those crafts we can see from the hall or at the front gate. I think they're a little bit worn off. Can I say that? Actually, just now I was thinking about, I was majoring in archaeology for 1 year in university, but still a lot of my classmates, they graduated to work in the museum, or even my roommate, she studied or she is still now studying in Italy for the repairing for the old buildings or the arts. So I was thinking about whether we have a special group working for Chen Clan Academy to repairing for the staff. And I believe there's a very important concept about repairing the old thing is we try to keep the way they are instead of making them look like modern or too brand new. So that is the wrong idea. But I think we still have a long way to go. And I believe our government, our local government, they are paying more and more attentions to it. I mean, compare with maybe 10 or 5 years ago, maybe they were just focusing with the GDP, a lot of modern like construction thing, instead of try to preserve the old thing, our cultures. But I think the government is trying, and we hope more of us can help. I think it's talking about we are all Chen, so we like get it together, even we don't have the same like family. We don't have the same fathers and mothers, but we are Chen, so we should like get together, get reunion, so that we can support each other. And geography doesn't matter because we don't live in the same place. I think for this one, according to the instruction, during some important festivals, people, I think men, at least 4 men or 8 men will carry the whole thing and then approach the people, and people will be celebrating that, right? This is like telling us the details, like the archive of who has been donate money to the Chen clan, and so that their ancestors' name sign can be put on the shelf. So they will be different. If you put on different shelf, then they charge different amount of money. But on the name side, basically they will tell you the name, the time, and then how much does it cost, and also this is the proof that these families' offsprings in the future, they come back, they can study here. I don't know, they need to take something that is something like meat or we have this tradition even now in some countryside from the same clan. Every year during Qingming festival in April, then we would distribute them not money but the meat. We have the very big barbecue baby pig, so that represents the fortunes of the clan, and then we will cut them into different pieces of meat, and they only distribute them to the men in different households, and that means we share the happiness or the fortunes to different households of the same clan. And this is exactly the paper that they show us in the old time before all those signs got destroyed, like the position and then who they are on the shelves. And you can try to find your family members from here. It's too small. This is only one of the shelf over here, so you can imagine like how many signs were there. This is a map drawn on 1888. So this is the map that like published, so that it's not called published. So the map was drawn because we want to help Chen clan people in the province to come here because it's popular. This is cute. We can see some landmarks or some mountains, a little temples here. At that time, that was like more than 100 years ago. Oh, and this is like the how far is it from different cities or countries to Chen Clan Academy? Like Jieyangxian. This is a city right now. So that's over 980 miles away from here. It's just like a very useful map and including transportation information in the past, back in 1888 for the Chen Clan people. I think at that time people walk or they come here like riding horses. And this is like different villages' name, and then the mountain. You can see basically they're all mountains. This is Chen Clan Academy. We're here. And then at that time we have other academy. This is Guangya Shuyuan. Guangya is a very famous school locally. They have like also more than 100 years history. And then some other temples, Changhang Miao, Liurong temples here. Only some of the landmarks still remain. Guangzhou temple. So for Chinese calligraphy, after the writer write down their names, we still have this stamp. The first one for sure would be their names as well, but they might have the second one or the third, the fourth, that represent some sayings or mottos of themselves, then represent their style or personality. And with some old writings or drawing, you can see more than like 10 stamps like that represents the history of the collectors. Like someone who collected, they chop their own stamps and then it passed to the next one. So you can see a lot. Then don't be surprised if you see like 20 stamps on one paper. I like it very much, because I can see a lot of different kinds of art forms here, and some of them I can not see them like outside of Chen Clan Academy, like those colorful bricks carving, very delicate wooden carving. I like them very much. But for sure that as a Chen, so it is, I try to bring it like a kind of stronger connections, like even maybe I don't have my grandfather or my grandfather's grandfather like study here before, but it reminds me that this is a family connection thing, and then we try to bring things back here. At the same time, I want more young people or more people pay attention to this folk art museum, because we want more people to learn, like have apprentice or we can at least know the history of it, then we can preserve what we have here. So it's very interesting side, and I would love to show my colleagues or other friends to have a look. I want the beautiful things to be preserved, and some of them they're now old. So I think we really need some technical support. I don't know like how advanced our skill is for the archaeological repair in China or in Guangzhou, but I think the Western society, maybe Italian or even like some experts in American or England, they might have some very advanced skills that we can help each other. So I hope that maybe the universities or the government can have some funds to have those support group or communication, like invite some advanced skills expert to visit us, and we can go visit their countries too to talk about how can we like preserve in a like technical level to really actually help it work. And they can have some students in Guangzhou so that we can study some projects.